Welcome to the Love Government. I'm Dennis Leary. I'm the inventor of the Love Government. We are doing a series of episodes of about 15 minutes in length called Sex Signs. And we are now going to proceed to episode 11. We've done 10, now we're going to do 11. The general theme is love, because this is a love government, but the particular application of that is sex, because sex is where it's at. Sex is closer to the earth, if you will. It's more earthy, and therefore it's more dangerous. It's more hard to get a hold of, it's more threatening. It can be either repressed on one hand, or it can be acted out inappropriately on the other. So we're trying to kind of split it down the middle and make it safe sex, make it healthy sex, make it helpful sex for ourselves and for the world. And that's what I'm trying to get on record here with the help of two young women who are running the tech part of it. And I am speaking into the camera. So we're trying to lay a e-record here for future consideration, because I'm going to go on in further episodes, but up to now we've kind of been laying the general foundation, trying to get a feel for things, which is really entering into foreign territory. This is strange, this is weird, this is heavy-duty stuff, because it's been repressed culturally. Repressed, kept down, and because it's the prevailing model of our culture today is anti-love. It's patriarchy, which goes on the pyramid model, with the pyramid pointing up to the heavens, not to the earth. But we're on this earth now for a purpose, a very important purpose. Sure, there's heavens up there. We may have come from the stars, who knows, but we're not. We have to get it right here on this earth before we start trying to travel to the stars and to the heavens. Because if we don't get it right here on this earth, we're going to screw it up. And there is, contrary to propaganda by the patriarchs, there is no escape hatch to heaven. They're going to wake up and find out this someday, I believe. The earth is where it's at. And we're either going to do it here or we're not going to do it at all. And if we don't do it, we're going to be back. We're not going anywhere until we get it right. And how long as it takes, how long as it takes. And I'm saying that sex is where it's at. And within the safety net of love, we're safe, we're protected. So don't worry, it's going to turn out all right as long as you keep love in mind as your safety net. And you ask for love and personalize it if you want to, and you ask for the lover to protect you. And that's what we do here. Love and the lover kind of are synonymous. So we're talking about the love culture and what they did to reenact and therefore reinvigorate their culture continually. So they acted out the most important activity that we have, and that's sex. That's how we got here. So sex is what they acted out. Now you can use your imagination. It took place in a sacred shrine. It took place in a sacred circle. It may have taken place under the moonlight, because the moon is active. It may have taken place in the sun, whatever. But they acted out sexual rites. Now here's the important part. Sex was revered. It was honored. It was respected. It was well governed. It was thought about with almost an awe or a worship to it. And the woman was the main sexual carrier of the culture. And so she was not put on a pedestal, because that's what patriarchy does. You put the woman up on the pedestal, and then you instill fear in her for fear of falling off, right? She's afraid to fall off the pedestal now. Oh no, I'm a celebrity. I may slip down and fall off. So that's not the way. But you take things with a grain of humor. So it was humorous, it was fun, it was easy, it was a beautiful, beautiful culture. And why do we emphasize that? Because that's where we came from, and that's what we were made. That's why we were made. That's what our template is. That's what our working model is. That's the instructions we came with. So we need to go, in a sense we're going back, but really we're downloading it, writing into the present. So these lovers that we were probably ourselves are still working today. They're still with us. They're just invisible at a little different frequency. But we can tune into them with love and with certain practices, which we'll get to later. Certain practices you can do to enhance your sensitivity if you want to go that way. Not many people want to go that way. The Bible puts it this way. The broad and easy way goes to destruction. But the narrow and straight way is the door to life. So most people prefer, and I myself have taken the broad way most of my life. I'm 73 in 2013, and most of my life, practically all of it, I started to get a little better at age 70 because, 7 is a lucky number. 70 is 7 times 10, so that's a super lucky number. So I got lucky at 70. I began to change my bad habits. We want to lay the foundation here in these first 11 or 12 episodes. The foundation is not just intellectual, but the foundation is emotional, because we are emotional bodily beings in the love culture. We have our feet on the ground, or we have our seat on a chair. In my case here, I'm sitting with my butt on the chair. And that's where our grounding is, the center of gravity. That's where we're laying a foundation here. And that means kind of a feeling for it. You have a feeling for who you are, because it gets in your blood, it gets in your bones, it gets in your cells. And it's not just a matter up here of the head, because that doesn't cut it. If you get cut off here at the neck, which I'm talking from experience, most of my 73 years at this point, as I say, I've been a talking head, and I still am. I still am a patriarch. I still am a recovering patriarch. I'm trying to, get back to nature by different practices, but I'm not there by any means. So it takes one to know one. So in a sense of the word, I know patriarchy kind of inside and out, because I've been there. But that's not where it's at. That's the people with the top hats here. The top hats, this is I don't know if you can see it on the camera, I'm probably off camera. But the people that wear the white hats, the cowboy hats, the hard hats, the macho hats, these are the people running the world, running society. But they're running it like disembodied heads, talking heads. They might get down to the shoulder or the arm level, the biceps. They might get down to the chest pump level, the heart. But below the belt, then it becomes a little bit dangerous, and then they have to make up devious ways like pornifying people, making them objects, or making it fast and quick. I think it's like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and 15 minutes, I think, is about the average love-making time now here in America. So it's like 6 minutes of prep time, and then 3 minutes you actually do it, and then it's 6 minutes of wind-down time. That's about sex in America, the average. Now, I may be dinged for that. Maybe I'm way off. There are exceptions. The exceptions do prove the rule. There are true lovers around, but they don't want to say too much because they attract tension, and then, they become objects of, bows and arrows. There's a lover. Let's pick him off like a bird or an animal. You don't want to be. If you're a true lover, you don't want to stand up and declare the fact. I'm not a true lover. Believe it. I got a long way to go. I'm painting a picture of a true lover, but so don't shoot the arrows at me. But go ahead and judge me. You can judge the hell out of me, because then if you judge the hell out of me, hell is gone and love might come in. So I'm doing this because I want to learn what love is. I don't know what love is very well, but I'm learning as I go. This is a Learn As You Go program. So we're laying a foundation here. Hopefully we can sprinkle in a few grains of humor along the way, because this tends to get very heavy, because we're dealing with patriarchy, which is super heavy. Patriarchy is so heavy, and I have been carrying patriarchy on my back for 72, at least, out of my 73 years here in 2013. And that's why I'm a little bent over and bent out of shape, and my body is showing the scars of patriarchy. My patriarchal history is showing up in my body. My body doesn't lie. I may lie with my tongue, my head, my ears, my eyes. The head up here lies all the time, but the body doesn't lie, and especially my sexual organs don't lie, because if I'm having difficulty performing in sexual, this concerns a man, by the way. Women, go out, do the dishes or something. This is a man talk right here. But we men have sexual difficulties as evidenced by the sexual dysfunctional drugs on the market. I don't take them. I never will. I'd rather not be able to perform than take a drug to perform, because it's so bad to add one more layer of repression on another, right? You start taking drugs to enhance your sex, and your sex life eventually is going to go poof. It's going to blow away like a puff of smoke. So we want to have a good, healthy, vibrant sex life, but it's not going to happen by taking a pill. Although you may get hard as a rock for 2 or 3 hours at a time, but I don't think that's the way to go. If I was a woman, I'd say, take your pills and what you can do with them. But that's just my opinion, and I get to share my opinion on this program here. So love is where it's at, and even deeper than that, sex is where it's at. That's where we're going. Sometimes it's pretty heavy. Sometimes it grosses us out. Sometimes it disgusts us. Sometimes it brings up things to look at that we'd rather not. It really might throw us for a loop, make us very uncomfortable. But you know what? That's the tough side of love. The love government is TLG. I sometimes call it TLG. That means tough love government. And on one side, it means tender love government on the other side. But you go straight down the middle, it means true love government. So if we govern ourselves with love, the sex will turn out right in the end. We'll get the love mate that we seek. We'll get our soulmate. But it's only going to happen if we are lovers. And that's what we want to be, true lovers. And if we're true lovers, we're also going to be sexers. We're going to have super sex. Not guaranteed. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just saying that it's reasonable to expect that. It's reasonable. We're based on earth-based reason. We're not throwing reason out the window. Everything I say is reasonable, even if it exceeds reason. When you get to the limits of what your mind can handle, and the mind is a pretty awesome computer in itself, but there's a limit to it. And then you have to make a jump, and that jump is called the love jump. You jump in bed with the best lover you can find, and that you better make sure that you got a true lover. Or anyway, you're in it just for the sex. And it's going to be great while it lasts, but it's not going to last too long unless it's sustainable, and that's only can happen with love. So I don't want to get too preachy here, because actually I am an ex-preacher. I used to be a Catholic priest and a monk. I left that at age 30. That was the first patriarchal thing, the Catholic Church. I like to say I worked for the two biggest organizations in the world, and I did, in a way. The first is the Catholic Church, as a Catholic priest and a monk. The second was as a registered RN nurse in the United States Veterans Administration as a psychiatric nurse. Did I say that? So I worked on the psych wards, and that's how I got my money today. I got made some pensions, and I didn't make any money up until 35 when I started to nurse. So I got off the track here. I'm off the track on this 11th episode, but when you're speeding down the track, sometimes, we're still on track, don't worry. We made a side track, and we're getting back on track now. We're going to go on to episode 12. Thank you for listening. I wish you a very happy life, a happy love life, and I hope you are totally fulfilled in love. Thank you.